I don't know. I just feel like without the pandemic happening, this probably wouldn't have happened. Yeah, I think BlackBerry they're doing like a long-term rebound, and um they weren't expecting to have like a nice pop like this, but I think they have some good fundamentals and they could be a good company to hold long term. So we'll see what happens with their stock coming up, but it's going to be interesting. Over once here, okay? Okay. 1,000. I don't know. I don't know the future. Some say it could happen tomorrow. Some say it could take a little longer. Who knows? It might not even happen. But some people are saying not selling until 10,000. I saw an insane number today. I think it was GameStop to 69,420. Wouldn't that be insane? What's up, Ryan? How's it going? This is my first ever live stream. I was editing a video today. I'm like, like my video is kind of boring. It's about the stock market, like a general just stock market video, which is good. It's important to know, but this is just a crazy week. It's kind of a circus today on the stock market. So I thought maybe do a live stream, see what this is all about. Yeah, the experiment seems to be working so far. People have these, they call them diamond hands. They're not planning on selling. They just keep holding. Even with all these ups and downs, people are holding steady. I think a lot of people today couldn't sell. Like I was kind of like, should I sell a little bit today? I was looking into it. And my broker E-Trade was not letting me sell. So it actually is for the best, but I think that's part of the reason why people held today. They just couldn't sell. Yeah, Wall Street Bets. Has anyone been looking at the amount of people that are in that group? It is crazy. Yesterday, I thought they were around 3 million. Now it was like 5 something last time I checked. 5.5 million last time I checked. And what I'm hearing is this is kind of turning into a worldwide phenomenon. It's crazy. Like people from other countries are joining in on this, and they want to, even if they're just buying like half a share or one share, everyone wants to kind of do their part. Power to the peeps. Yeah, the hedge messed up. You take a big bet. They thought no one would notice, and they messed up. They did mess up. So we'll see if they get actually burned for it. They're doing everything they possibly can to not get burned. But you know what? Like politicians seem to be on the side of the retail investors. Lots of giant, powerful people. Elon Musk, Chamath. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Burpee Yoga Uncle, do you invest in options? Do you do options trading? I'm not too familiar with options. Like I kind of know how they work, but I personally have never bought an option. This DFV guy on Reddit, he's doing nuts. What do you think about AMC tomorrow? I don't know. I haven't really put my eyes on AMC. I've heard like if you want to help this move along, it's all about GME right now. Next week I heard is AMC, but yeah, I don't know. I think like a lot of people are trying to jump on like the next one. So AMC is there, BlackBerry's there, Bed Bath and Beyond are there. I just don't. What do you know the short interest on AMC? Is it like over 100% or is it less? So I actually bought some BlackBerry last week, and yeah, I wasn't expecting all this stuff to happen. I just thought, like, I'm from Canada, and I'm like, BlackBerry's always been like our best company. We're always proud of BlackBerry, and then it crashed, and it sucks. And then BlackBerry seemed to be doing some good deals, so I bought a couple shares, not too many. With GME, yeah, I'm in that game. I started all that on Monday, so we'll see what happens with GME, but 140% short interest last time I heard something like that too. I don't know how accurate all these checks are. I've seen a lot of links. Some say 140, some say 120, some say 100. So I'm not sure what's right. I just assume it is over 100 at this point. Is it still convenient to buy shares of GameStop by eToro. Does eToro let you buy them? Like, I'm sure like all these brokers might not stop it all, just like Robinhood did today. There was a lot of backlash there. So I'm thinking most of these brokerages are going to keep it going, but you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. AMC short float is 41%. That's still pretty high from what I hear. So there's a chance to have a short squeeze, of course. Like lots of other companies, they have short squeezes. Like doesn't have to be stuff like this. There's actually like better performing companies that get squeezed all the time. So I think AMC has the chance of having a nice short squeeze as well, but we'll really have to see what happens. Yeah, Camilo, there's a chance you could put in a buy order now, see what happens. I'm not too familiar with eToro, so I wouldn't be the expert in that platform, but you might as well try if you're interested. Again, this for everyone. I'm not here to give financial advice. I'm just doing a live stream here on YouTube for educational and purposes, and just keep the conversation going. See what people are saying. Make all your own decisions. Don't just trust what's in this chat here, what I'm saying. Are you guys making any like big moves tomorrow? Make any plans for that, or holding, just watching, get your popcorn? Do you want to see the interview on CNN? The CEO of Robinhood was doing an interview with, I think his name, Chris Cuomo. He's the brother of the governor of New York. He was on CNN doing an interview, and he got completely grilled by Chris Cuomo. He was saying like they took down Robinhood today because they had to. The excuses weren't very good, in my opinion, and they obviously did it for the people on their side. A lot of Robinhood's investors, a lot of their investors actually are part of this whole thing. So they're kind of stuck on both sides here, considering investing in Neo. What are their stock at? I honestly haven't been checking much of the stock market this week, except for this stuff that's going on. All of my other stocks that I'm invested in, it's kind of brushed to the side right now. I'm kind of just watching how this is all unfolding because it's such an interesting week, and it's kind of a historic week. I think if you guys are all investing here, I think we'll be talking about this probably for the rest of our lives, because I doubt something like this is going to happen to this scale again. You never know, I guess, but this is crazy. So that's where I've been focusing most of my attention. But Neo, I know Tesla had earnings actually, and they actually went down after earnings. But yeah, Neo's holding steady in the 50s. Not bad. Crazy market cap, in my opinion. There's a lot of hype there, but just like everything right now, everything's kind of overvalued, right? I kind of like their idea of like doing the battery swaps, because that's something that works better in China. A lot of people in China apparently live in apartments, and if you're living in an apartment, you don't really have the access like in North America to have like chargers in your garage or in your front of your house. So the solution there is Neo lets people go up to these stations and change the battery. So I actually like that idea. Yeah, burpee yoga, uncle, you have it right. Are most brokers still restricting trading on GME? I think Robinhood, they put out a statement. It was kind of like a general statement. They're like, well, we're gonna allow it. Let's see what they said. And this is my first live stream, so I don't know how to do the share screen yet. I'll learn that for the next one. What did Robinhood say? Yeah, they said they'll allow limited buying of restricted stocks on Friday. So we don't really have a definition of what limited buying is. Is it like, hey, everyone can buy one share, or is it something more? We'll have to wait and see what happens tomorrow. But as far as I know, a lot of these brokers aren't going to be restricting. They shouldn't. I know Webull came back up near the end of the day. Yeah, Robinhood, like at the moment, I have Robinhood. I just haven't been doing this type of investing right now on Robinhood. I usually have been doing it on E-Trade. So the only issues that I had were when there was halts, like it wanted to average down when it dropped. There were halts and I couldn't even buy or anything. So that's what you have to watch out for during the day. There's going to be tons of halts tomorrow. Expect that. Expect the ups and downs like crazy. But it's funny that things would halt and then suddenly it would skyrocket back up. But as far as I know, I think these platforms need to make most of these stocks accessible tomorrow. Yeah, they really did get what they wanted. In my opinion, they started off Monday with all those crazy spikes. They were up, I think, 159, then they went down to 60, and they ended like not at their daily high, but in the after hours, they went higher. But then Tuesday, Wednesday, these stocks went higher and higher. So they beat their previous close. And today was the first day they closed under their last close. So with any stock, you can't expect something to go up every day. So I think whatever happened today is not the worst thing. And it's kind of manipulated. That's what they're all saying. Everything was manipulated and they're doing things on purpose to scare people. So I find it really impressive that so many people like held. A lot of people are able to stomach these. It's like going on a roller coaster watching this thing. It's like, you're like, I go on a call for work and then I look at my phone after. I'm like, what happened? And then you blink and you look and it's changed again. Like everything changes so fast right now. Shorts are trying to win. It's only business, small versus big. Yeah. They're trying so hard. I heard instead of buying back the shares and closing their positions, they have been they've been shorting more. That's what I've heard. But yeah, I'm trying not to like believe everything I read online because you never know like what misinformation is floating around right now. What do you think is going to happen at the end with GME? Honestly, it's going to be bad. I think it's going to be a quick end because when everyone realizes it's over, you got a ton of people all running for the same small door at the same time, trying to get out. And it kind of happened today. People I know were messaging me because like I've been investing for like 5 years and they were like, when it's kind of crazy when people that don't invest start asking questions. So people are messaging me like, should I get in? And then people that got in yesterday were asking me like, should I get out now? Where am I even going with this? But I just think it's going to end quick. It's going to end really quick. And a lot of people are saying they're not going to sell to 1,000, 5,000, but like, is everyone going to be able to sell at the top? No. There's no way. It just doesn't work like that. Like there's not enough money to go around. You can see the volume versus the rise in the fall. GME's example will die. Biz is not sustainable. So a lot of people are saying that this is a good company and they love the stock. They like the stock. Ryan Cohen from Chewy, he created an e-commerce like behemoth. And you'd think like, wouldn't people buy dog treats and all their stuff through Amazon these days? Why wouldn't they? They already have Prime. I read something like 75% of households have a Prime membership in the United States. So why wouldn't you get your dog treats and all that stuff on Prime as well? Well, people for some reason still shop on Chewy. I think the market cap of Chewy is $40 billion. Yeah, $42 billion right now. So e-commerce like GameStop, maybe you need to think of their business model in like a completely different way. So things like this right now, I'm streaming, right? People are Twitch streaming like crazy. People are live streaming everything they do. Like they need supplies, like stuff like this. They need microphones. They need all these things. So maybe GameStop starts going in a little bit of a different direction. They're not doing the used game stuff. They're doing stuff a little different. So there is a chance that GameStop. I always say GameStop, but there's a chance that GameStop is going to be here for a while. The company might not die. It might have to change its business model completely, kind of like BlackBerry, and slowly evolve. But yeah, I don't think the levels they're at now justify anything, but it's crazy. AMC, BB, BBBY. How many are really invested in GME? Well, I think some of the people that invested at like 20, 30, 40, 50, like maybe. That was only a couple weeks ago, but maybe they were thinking like that. GameStop. Yeah, Ryan. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up on these comments. Yeah, this is going to end at some point. It's just a matter of when. If I know this has really got the attention from like everyone, like social media, mainstream media, politicians, everyone this week. But this has actually been going on for like since December, I think. Like this has been happening in Wall Street bets. So just because it's crazy right now doesn't mean it can't get crazier. So today was a wild one, and expect a wild one tomorrow. I'll get some rest tonight. I woke up at I think 4 a.m. My dog woke me up, and I decided to check my phone. Like, why not? And GameStop was at 500, and I was like, wow, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow morning and it's gonna be crazy. And then when I woke up, it was like mayhem right away. So it wasn't that. So we'll see. There is no slowly for a traded stock. The ones in 2040 are not invested in fundamentals, only stock. Yeah, I believe so. Honestly, the whole like shorting thing, it kind of makes sense. Like they're going to try to stop it as much, but you got a group of people who are powerful that didn't think people would realize what they're doing, and they got caught for that. So it's definitely not about the fundamentals right now, but it still sort of is. Like, I don't think this company is going to die. I lost 100% of my options gains from yesterday. Yeah, it's going to happen. If you're going to choose to be involved in this type of thing, then you need to expect the roller coaster. GME will die. Well, what happens if they raise money? This actually could crash the stock. What happens if they do like a public offering of shares and they raise like a couple $1 billion to get them through the next couple of years? Yeah, I was reading up that like 2 ways that this thing could crash in the near term is if Ryan Cohen from Chewy, he sells like a big portion and cashes out, and that'll just signal like, oh my God, this guy doesn't believe in it. He's cashing out too. And then if the GameStop does issue more shares, and it creates a higher float of shares on the market. Who buys anything GME actual store? I guess the only thing they have going for them right now is the launch of PlayStation 5 and the new Xbox, and sometimes curbside pickup. Maybe you don't even actually go in the store. You just go outside and grab it. But yeah, it's like Blockbuster. Like, it's not something people do anymore. It's all e-commerce these days. So, but you never know. This whole thing brought so much attention to GameStop. So maybe people are going to like think of GameStop first before they go to Best Buy, or because Best Buy has managed to like fight off Amazon and do very well. So what if, GameStop is the same thing? In my opinion, I think another reason for a sell-off, deep effing value also sells. Then it'll be a trigger. Yes, but he's been saying he's been holding, but I believe he sold a lot yesterday. I think he sold 13 million worth. Am I getting this right or wrong? CD and PlayStation. No, it's funny. The new PlayStation comes with 2 options. You can have the one that only downloads games, and they have the option that you can still get discs. I think the one with the CD slot costs a little more, but it comes with a couple options, so it doesn't help GameStop there. Yeah, correct. He's been slowly trimming his position, I think. Honestly, like, he should. Imagine that guy like comes out with nothing. He needs something. Like, I don't think people are panicking because he made that move, and he's being very transparent. He's showing his update. He's updating it every day, right? So people like that. CD, what was what GME was harping. Yeah, he used to go to GameStop In Canada, we have EB Games. Does anyone know if EB Games is associated with GameStop? Because EB Games looks exactly the same as GameStop. They have the same concept, the same store layout. Everything's the same. Are they like partners? So I was thinking today, I was out for a run. I'm like, what would happen if like somehow Wall Street Bets created this like donate 1% of your gains to charity, and they create this whole charity thing where like everyone who manages to cash out for a profit, like you can choose to like add your name to this like list, and then it becomes this like bigger thing where like yes, you're taking money back from the big Wall Street powerful people, but you're also giving back to the world and making the world a better place. Like what happens if it turns into this like movement even more, and like at that point everyone wants to get involved. So I always thought EB Games is GameStop until you mentioned it. Yeah, it's the exact same thing. Like maybe GameStop copied EB Games, or maybe yeah, it's weird. I'd be there as long as they tell me the next stock, but that'd be like not legal for Wall Street Bets. You'll be there. Yeah, they're all people are all like questioning like the legality of this whole thing. Like, is it a group of people talking about a stock? Is that illegal? Or if it's like a giant like Ponzi scheme, people are saying all these things. Oh, you're lagging? Oh no. This is probably my my Wi-Fi. I didn't really test this out. I just decided to go live, so can you see this, or is this lagging? So let's see. Give me a thumbs up if you see this. Okay, I think that took like 20 seconds, but that's all good. Yeah, I'll try to get that sorted for the next time I do this. Thanks for telling me. Wow, yeah, Jesse sees it a little late. Okay, well, so I live in Los Angeles, but now I'm up in Canada at my parents' place, so I'll blame their internet. But I'm in an office here, which is like usually the best internet in the house. But maybe I should go Ethernet. Yeah, you have done it before. Did anyone see AOC? Oh, my brother's there now. Did anyone see AOC talking to the Robinhood CEO? I heard it was really good, but I didn't actually see it. And I was looking on YouTube for it. Couldn't find it. Maybe YouTube's like, I don't want to talk bad about YouTube, but maybe they're like changing what you can find. Because I heard like Google was deleting, like they deleted like 100,000 bad reviews of the Robinhood app on their app store, which is kind of shady. A lot of weird things happening behind the scenes that we probably don't know about. But at the same time, they could all be like little conspiracies as well. Politicians are all ass. Yeah, I heard she was talking to Chamath as well on Twitch. She's got an interesting strategy for a politician. It's kind of seems like everything's kind of changing now. Like the internet's really breaking through. It's a powerful tool. You got the richest person in the world, Elon Musk, and he's like tweeting about Wall Street Bets. Like it's crazy. It's like you would never think Bill Gates would be involved in something like that back in the day. And politicians and now are on Twitch. I think she was playing like a game and live streaming, being a gamer, and she's like a congresswoman. It's crazy. Yeah, they're all saying on Wall Street Bets that Citadel is the next target. Elon does hate shorts. Tesla has dealt with a lot of shorts. They managed to kind of overcome all that. I believe they're still heavily shorted stock, but yeah, shorts try to take down Tesla. Like they were trying to pull it down. I don't know if Andrew left with no, Andrew left from Citron Research, the guy that kind of got this going last week. He tried to take down Tesla, and then he changed his mind. He's like, I'm actually going to go to a long position. Would you guys buy Tesla on the dip, or you guys think it's going to be going down a little more here? Yeah, I agree. Tesla potential is insane in the next 5-10 years for people who long-term investment. I agree. Hey, Edward, good to see you. Yeah, they're saying it. Chamath was saying that it's more of it's like an energy company. They're changing the whole energy game and battery research, and they're getting so smart with all those things. And then they got their fleet of cars that could be probably driving people around driverless. And imagine having a car instead of having it sit in your driveway, collecting dust, then it's driving around, picking people up, making money. I don't know how I'd feel about it during a pandemic, but with all the cleanliness and stuff. But I think it's interesting. Tesla is expensive, though. I'd say a lot of things right now are expensive on the stock market here. I had a friend that called me for some. He's like, "Oh, what do you think I should buy?" And I really didn't know what to tell him. I usually find a couple good stocks I like, and I spend a lot of time researching them. And I'll make a big bet, like not a bet, but not all Wall Street bets. I'll make a big long-term investment like once or twice a year, like a big one that I really like. So my last one, like actually like 3 years ago, I went to Square. It was at like 32 and I sold it off at like 110, and it did drop after that. But now I'm like, why did I sell it? But I had such good gains. I'm like, I have to sell. And then recently I bought Peloton back in, I think May, at around $30, and it's done very well. And people are like, Peloton's overvalued. It's a piece of junk. Going to collect dust. Yeah, it's going to collect dust after the pandemic. Lithium America stock. Haven't heard of it. Current favorite ones are Square, PayPal, Tesla, ARK W, TSM. Honestly, I like the whole fintech thing. Like in Canada, fintech is like not even here yet. Like all these new ways to do things and exchange money. But when I lived in America for the last 3 years, I've seen like how powerful these things are. And these things are just starting in America, and they're kind of going to be moving globally. And I know China's doing crazy stuff with payments processing and all that, but fintech is just getting started. TSM. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. Haven't heard about it. Do they have like deals with other companies and they're supplying? Oh, they make the Apple M1 chip. So basically, Apple has like engineered the chip, and then TSM will manufacture it for them. Does anyone have one of those Apple M1 computers? I want to get one of those laptops so bad. Maybe it's after GME comes to an end. But yeah, I heard those computers are crazy. I usually don't like buying the first of something from Apple, and I heard they're already going to be making better chips, so I might hold back on that. But it's going to change the game for the computers for Apple. yesterday there was big news that the SEC was gonna like halt trading on these companies like GameStop and BlackBerry for like 30 days, possibly. The news didn't really float around today, but imagine that happened. Would it completely destroy this whole thing, or would people like just keep holding and then 30 days later pick it back up and keep going? Like, I don't know. It's a test of the diamond hands. Okay, so Ryan has a good question. So I got this in December, but I kept using my mic. It's a shotgun mic from Rode on my top of my camera. And I kept using that for some reason after I got this. This is the Blue Yeti. But I love this thing. I've been using the headphones just because I can hear myself better, and my house is pretty loud and it allows me to focus better. But yeah, I recommend getting the Blue Yeti mic. And then for my camera, I was actually trying to set up the live stream here. So I have like this camera. I'm not using it for this. Maybe for the next live stream. It's a Nikon D7200. Does a great job. I love the image on it. I got it about 5 years ago, and it's still doing very well. The only issue with it I have is you can only film for 20 minutes, and then it like stops, and then you got to like do another portion of video. So yeah, 20 minutes at a time. It's kind of annoying, but it does the job. So yeah, and then editing software, I use Premiere Pro. So Ryan, what do you use? Are you on like iMovie, or are you using something else? What's ITM mean, burpee yoga, uncle? iMovie and iPhone camera. Honestly, that's the way to do it. Like, I was using my iPhone for a while. I had a camera. Like, a weird story about this camera. Like, there's SZM. I love you too. This guy's a crazy skier. Awesome guy. Yeah, I was on this work trip, and I ended up getting it through my work. Long story. So I used it for photography. I took it as like a photography camera, and I realized like, oh, this has video. I know it's a 5-year-old camera, but the video comes out clear. It's really about the lens. So with the iPhones right now, though, you can pretty much do anything with these. So I recommend just sticking to the iPhone. If you're gonna get anything, get a mic, because I think good audio is really important. And you can get a free program on your MacBook just to kind of record the audio. It's called Audacity. So yeah, invest in a mic. The only thing, I was using iMovie for so long, and I think it does a great job. And I know Graham Stephan, he uses just iMovie apparently. I think now he has like an editor, so he doesn't just use iMovie, I don't think, but he was for the longest time. The thing I don't like about iMovie is I don't think you can put like 2 pictures on the screen at the same time. That's what I found kind of annoying about it. I couldn't like do multiple things. It always had to be one. So if I wanted to make a text appear and another text beside it, I have to like, it's just a lot more work. So I go through Premiere Pro now. Yeah, get the gains from AMC to help fund one. Yeah, it'd be a good investment. These things apparently last forever. Burpees and stocks. Yeah, I think Ryan, you're making the right move though. Like, it's not about the gear really at first. Like, it's not. Like, it's about like kind of like building an audience and doing it the right way. Don't try to do it too fast. I felt like at the beginning. Here's a dirty little secret here. So on my like 3rd video, I was like, I think it was like a video about like how to make videos. Like, I thought I was an expert. So I went on Fiverr because I didn't have TubeBuddy and any of those things. So I go on Fiverr to see, like, how do I tag my videos correctly? How do I make them search better? And some of these services on Fiverr, they say like, we'll help you search better. We'll help you rank better. And I'm like, okay, it was like $5. So I go on there and pay the $5. And the guy's like, okay, I'm going to get your video indexed for the next 2 days. I'm like, indexing? What does that even mean? He's like, don't worry about it. I'm going to get it. And then he told me to change the certain things in the descriptions to whatever it was. And then 2 days later, he's like, okay, the indexing is all done. And I start looking at my app. It's like view, 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 view. I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, this is crazy. And it was just like view, 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 view. And at the time I was getting like 10, 20 views. And then this one was getting like 150, 200. I think it went up to like, it says 575 here. So it went up to 575. I was like, wow, this is crazy. And then I noticed the audience retention on this video. It is, I don't know if you can see, doesn't matter, I'll just say it. 1 minute and 3 seconds, 18.4%. And that is pretty bad. So I looked at the analytics and like where these views were coming from. And it was somewhere in like, I think it was like Bangladesh or something. And I'm like, this is a scam. And I started messaging the guy on Fiverr. I'm like, can you just stop what you're doing? You're actually like not helping me. I realize you're sure you're getting me views, but they're not quality views. They're not people in my niche, like none of that. So I told him like, take my money, keep my $5. I don't need it. Just stop what you're doing. He's like, don't worry, just let it go. Let it do its thing. And I'm like, no. And then basically I had to change my password. Not my password. I had to change all the stuff that he had changed for me so it would stop. And that video is now on my account and I look at it every day. I'm like, oh my God, it's so annoying. But yeah, you can't try to grow too fast, and you just gotta, what works for me is you just find things that search well, like stuff that's relevant. I like burpee yoga. I like that you're trying to document what you could do for fitness in your 50s. You actually do a lot of burpees. It's crazy. I'm like, how is this guy doing this so often? But Ryan, yeah, I'm liking what you're doing, and you're growing the right way. So it'll pick up quicker. It'll really pick up for you if you just keep it going, and people will start recognizing your face. Mr. Leong, was that like right now? So Blitzy, did you watch that video, the Roblox one? Yeah, this week. That's crazy. So these kids think they're like really good at investing now. We'll see. Maybe they're gonna do even better next week and tomorrow, or it's gonna crash for them. So Roblox. I made a video about Roblox. I think it came out last Friday. It was a long video, so apologies to anyone who's watched it and they're like, wow, this was long. I'm like, I edited it. I'm like, I don't know what to take out. I feel like I had to add everything. But Roblox is basically like kind of like this new gaming platform. It's not new. It's been around since 2006, but it's kind of like going to be an IPO probably in February here. And their whole business model is their users develop the games for them. So just like YouTube, I'm making a video for YouTube. Other people make YouTube videos and people view them. So if you're a game developer on Roblox and you make a game that does very well, they start paying you. So there's a rev share. And the way the rev share works is it's not ad-based. And that's the thing I like about Roblox compared to like YouTube and Facebook and all these social medias. They're all ad-based and they try to get you on the platform longer. The way Roblox works is they have their own currency. So if you're a kid who wants to play Roblox, you can start with your character and be super basic. There's nothing you wear. It's just boring. And these kids, they're with their friends online. You're playing together, multiplayer stuff, and you want to look cool. So they convince their parents to spend money, real world money, into this Robux currency. And every game is completely free, but you can, buy avatars. You can even buy private access to servers. So if you're a Roblox developer and you make a good game, you can make a really good living. I think there's a good amount of people that are making 100K or higher just by making these Roblox games. And I believe they have 7 million people developing games for them, which is crazy. So the reason why I like Roblox as an investment, and this is not like, don't go and buy the stock, do your own research as well. The reason I like them is because they have created like this infrastructure over the past like 15 years of being in business, and they've grown the right way. They've grown slowly, and they've created the infrastructure where people can create games on their platform and other people come and play, and it's kind of a network effect. So if I'm playing and then my friend plays and then our other friend comes and plays, as more people play and as more friends are coming together playing, the experience gets better. So that's what they call the network effect. And this company is interesting because they're going for the teens, the children right now, and that's where most of their players are, around that demographic. But they're eventually going to make the push into adults, and they're calling them not just games, they're calling them experiences as well. So you can like run a pizza shop with your friends, and it's like you finish your schoolwork on Zoom or even in person like these days, and then you're meeting your friends online on Roblox, and you're working at a pizza shop together, and it's kind of fun, and you're dressing in your cool outfits, and it's turning into this thing where like kids are spending more time on Roblox than on TikTok and Instagram and all those things, right? So I like to say, just because you can't see something doesn't mean it's not happening. So that's why I heard about Roblox like a couple months ago. It was like back in December when they were originally going to IPO. And I'm like, wow, this thing is interesting. And I was doing some reading on it for like the past month before I made that video. And I'm like, this could be a different type of gaming. Like I know Fortnite went absolutely crazy like 4 or 5 years ago. Like everyone was on Fortnite, but you got to think like Fortnite, it was free, just like Roblox. But Fortnite was just one game. That's it, one game. This thing is like millions of games already on there. And just one game could like take off, and kids are spending all their time on there like crazy until the next game comes out and everyone's playing that one. So they've created an infrastructure, and the cost to create their business is kind of already there. Like they've created this like marketplace of games. So they're not paying game developers. They're not paying like all these marketing expenses to market the new Call of Duty, the new FIFA, and all that. So that's why I found it really interesting. It's kind of turned into this like super thing that they built over a lot of years. So that's just my take on Roblox. Hope that. Yeah, it's easy to make money from kids. Apparently a lot of parents, they have their kids on like an allowance. So they'll give them like $20 a week or $20 a month, whatever they can budget. And the kids are like spending that money. I was in this forum on StockTwits. If you guys go on StockTwits, it's actually a good way to see what people are saying about a certain stock. So I was on the StockTwits forum for Roblox, and people are like, my kid, I give him $30 and it's gone in like an hour. And then that's his budget for the month. And he's begging me for more. So yeah, it's interesting making money off kids. This BNGO, I keep seeing it everywhere, and I haven't looked into it too much, but I keep seeing it. Wow, Mr. Leong, they bought GME at $13 a share. Not bad. That's quite the gain. Too bad it wasn't real. Does the winner get a prize or something, or is it just like bragging rights? So is it just me, or is everybody like on Wall Street Bets? Like, is there like way less activity on there? Because that's what I've noticed. Let's see here. Wall Street Bets. I feel like not as many people are like responding to things. Maybe it's the way I've like laid out my Reddit. Maybe I should look at top today. Yeah, they have more and more people joining. But are people being like more cautious about this whole thing? Like, are they like scared to like put their anything on as a comment just in case? Like, I feel like it's kind of like it could happen. Like some people say, could they come after people for recommending a stock? And for the record, I'm not recommending any stocks here. I'm just having a quick little chat. I know we're all excited to see what happens tomorrow, and that's all we're thinking about, at least for me. My girlfriend's like super annoyed with me talking about this, so I'm like, I'll just do a live stream. Why not? Do you guys think your family hates that you're constantly talking about this? So on Monday, when I brought this up, I'm like, well, I was talking about it all over last weekend. I'm like, this thing is crazy. This is what's happening. Like, people haven't realized what this is yet. And then my parents are like, you should not be involved in that. That is like speculation. I'm like, it's not about the stock. It's about what some people did and they overbet and they've like screwed themselves over. It's crazy. But yeah, it's all I'm really talking about or thinking about. If no restrictions are placed on these stocks, it will go off again. But the real Wall Street is too powerful with their money and power, to be honest, when you can just shut down stuff. I agree. And they do have a bottomless pit of money. I feel like a lot of people after this week, like I see on the Reddit forums, people are like, I'm waiting until I get paid on Friday. I'm waiting until my money transfers on Friday. What happens on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday when you got to keep buying the dip and you got to keep holding? As long as they're not going all in on their first bet, maybe they have some firepower. I wouldn't recommend like for any of these types of things. If you're going to invest, I'd call it more gambling at this point, but it's kind of like a calculated gamble. If you're going to do it, don't go all in at once, because as you can see, these things go up and down not like crazy, right? So, but yeah, Wall Street, they got tons of money ready to go at all times. But what happens if people on Wall Street, the other hedge funds, are buying GME at this point? Can you imagine like Warren Buffett comes out and he's like, yeah, I just bought a ton of shares in GME. the place would go nuts. That would never happen. But if it does, that would be really funny. Any of you guys been waking up in the middle of the night just to check what the price is, the overnight trading? And I just want to say, like, whoever is here watching, I appreciate that you're watching. I have no idea how to live stream, and this has been a lot of fun. I've been getting up at 5:30 a.m. to tune into Brian Jung's live stream. Has he been doing it all day? I think I saw him today, possibly. I saw another guy on there. He was like getting these donations. Like, people were donating like 450 euro to these guys for doing these live streams. And people are commenting like, don't donate here, put it into GME. You're not helping. Even on Reddit you can like give people gifts on Reddit and like make their posts stand out. People are like, stop giving gifts on here. You need to keep buying more GME. Oh, he was doing it during the market open. Wow, it just went up to 11 viewers. I haven't seen it go that high yet. So I'm very happy to see that. Just moved to Singapore. Time zone difference is killing me. Markets open at 10 p.m. local time. What time is it for you right there, right now? And how's Singapore? How's it doing right now with the whole pandemic? All this talking makes me thirsty. 1:50 p.m. Have a nice little afternoon there. Oh, apparently the more likes you get, the more you get recommended for other people. Yeah, it's all about the likes on YouTube. A lot of people focus on the subscribers, especially at the beginning. I'm guilty of it. But apparently likes is what gets your videos like viewed more by other people and stuff. So yeah, if you guys can like the video, if you haven't, I appreciate it. Do you think GME or AMC is a better play for tomorrow? Personally, I've been focused on GME. So that's what I've been focusing on. AMC, I have gone in a little bit on BlackBerry, but not AMC yet. It went up like crazy yesterday, 300%. Crazy. What's the valuation? Is it even about valuations anymore? I saw that GameStop is now a Fortune 500 company, which I don't know if it was because of this, but interesting. Our video game rental exchange store is a Fortune 500 company in America. What a comeback. Yeah, Ryan, I think the YouTube algorithm is just super complicated and like there's so many variables happening at the same time. And I heard they always change it. So it could be click through rate, it could be watch time, it could be like. I think you have to have a good balance of everything. On Andre, almost said all good with COVID, 0 locally transmitted cases, but you need to quarantine 14 days in government. Okay. So when I got to Canada, when I flew back from Los Angeles in November, I had to do the 14-day quarantine here in Canada as well. So I've actually done it twice in this pandemic. I flew back to Canada here in the summertime. So yeah, the 14 days gave me a lot of time to focus on some YouTube, for example. AMC is next target. Say less GME. What do you mean? Yeah, I shouldn't have even said fundamentals. I shouldn't have. Someone earlier said the share float of AMC is 40%. So it's not over the 100% like GME. Yeah, a lot of people are saying like keep putting your money in GME. It's like that's what this game is all about. Like all these other ones are just kind of, to me, it kind of feels like Bitcoin, or I mean crypto in general. Like when we had that peak in I think 2017, like every other cryptocurrency was just like flying as well. And now it's like not really about any other currency that really gets talked about except Bitcoin. I know there's some crypto people that are insane about cryptocurrency and they're like, no, there's other ones like Ethereum and stuff. But I feel like it's kind of the same thing. Like people see these gains and they're like, well, where is it going to happen next? And they see a trend. So it could happen. It could happen. But do you guys think it's all going to crash at the same time, or like GME will crash and then people are going to move into AMC like crazy? Then they're going to go to the next one. Is this like a new thing? Okay. So Jesse B, I'm obsessed with cannabis stocks. Like I don't focus as much time on it right now. Like, cause I know the game so well. I invested in cannabis stocks back in, I think it was 2016 for the first time in Canada. And this was before legalization. So at the time, sort of like how it is in America, there was thought like Trudeau got in as our prime minister and everyone's like, his campaign promise was to legalize cannabis, but he had to go through government. There was all these votes and stuff and people didn't think it would happen. There was still a chance it wouldn't happen. But a lot of people invested in cannabis stocks before it was actually going to be legal in Canada. And that's when I got in. And yeah, it went on a nice run. Like every cannabis stock was so hot. Everyone was like, I got to get the next one. Just like this thing that's happening now. It's always like that. All these big things that happen, like everyone tries to get them all. Dogecoin is the next GME. Yeah. So with cannabis, you got to think like, this is the way I see it. I'm a long-term investor. Like I think 5 to 10 to 15 years. So I don't worry if things go up and down. So I got into the cannabis stocks. They all kind of dropped. I made some money when they all went up though. Like I had Aurora Cannabis at the time. It was like the superstar. Aurora was the best. But I actually did well with that one and got out. But yeah, the other ones, Aphria, I've had for a while. They went up like crazy. I think Aphria was like $24 Canadian and I was holding. And it dropped to like after the pandemic, like $3 or $4, and I kept buying, and now it's back up. And it just shows like you just got to hold. But cannabis is just starting. You got to think like the black market right now is where cannabis is mostly being exchanged, especially in America and other countries. Canada, it's still pretty dominant in the black market. These changes do not happen overnight. Just because a new law is passed doesn't mean that everyone's just going to go to the store to buy their cannabis. They still have their local guy, or it's probably cheaper. It may not be as safe. So there's going to be a huge opportunity in the next 5 to 10 years from the black market moving to the legal market. So you just need to spot who is making the best progress right now, who's got good financials right now. They may have already gone up a lot, but you got to find the companies that you think are going to be a company in the next 5 to 10 years or going to be taken over. So that's my strategy for like those types of investments. Because a lot of people say like, oh, Africa is up so much, I'm going to try this Sundial one, which is like under $1. Not hating on Sundial. I don't really know much about it, but everyone just tries to find the next one to get those massive gains. And you need to be in very, very early to get those types of gains on things, in my opinion. Five to 10 to 15 years, we'll do the trades. Look at Elon Musk's tweet about Dogecoin. Did it just happen? What did he say? When did he tweet this? This isn't the one with the dog, right? No. Dog. I don't get this whole cyberpunk thing either. Yeah, Blitzy, you're right. Cannabis is influenced by politics too. There's so much. Yeah, eventually it's going to happen in the US. It's just a matter of when. So if you're buying an American cannabis company, like a stock by them, I'd say you're risking the fact that they don't have access to proper banking right now. So the problem with cannabis stocks in the US, in my opinion, is for them to raise money if they need it, it's not as easy to get a loan. It's not as easy to get an institutional investor on board. So what they have to do to raise money sometimes is to issue more shares onto the market, which is, I don't know, it's not good. If you're a shareholder and they issue more shares, they're diluting and your shares are worth a little less. So, but that's the game. That's what the Canadian stocks had to do. And everyone loves Aurora Cannabis. And I think Aurora maybe could bounce back one day, but I'm kind of a skeptic because all they did was dilute. They kept issuing more shares and they had like 1 billion shares outstanding at some point because that was their strategy. And then they did do a share split, 12-1, I believe. And now they don't have as many shares outstanding, but just divide their share price by 12. And that's what Aurora Cannabis should be at right now. And before then, they were at around the same price as Afria. So what is Aurora Cannabis' share price? 11.70. Oh, I suck at typing. So that Aurora's stock price should be like 97 cents right now. And if you wanted to stay listed on an American exchange, you have to keep your share price above $1. If it goes under $1 for 30 days or more, then you get delisted off that exchange. So they had to reverse split their shares to stay above that. Your YouTube bud put 600 last week's call on GME, got 8,400 Monday. How long would it take for any stocks to make that gain? Well, I'd say like what's going on now is more of a speculative gambling, sort of like, can't call this investing. I don't think anything that's happening now is written in The Intelligent Investor. Yeah, Elon Musk is Tesla. If he were to like step down from Tesla and be like, oh, I'm going to focus my efforts on SpaceX only, I feel like Tesla's share price would like go down. Maybe it's sort of like Microsoft. Bill Gates left Microsoft. Steve Ballmer took over, and that company, their stock went nowhere for so long. And what's the CEO of Microsoft? Satya Nadella. Amazing CEO. He's like completely changed Microsoft, and they're always floating around like the top 3 most valuable companies on the planet. But what if Elon gets bored of what he's doing, right? Like with Tesla. He seems like a pretty ambitious guy, and his goal is to kind of like solve big problems. Like, and I like that. I think it's good to have someone in business that's really focusing on these types of issues. So yeah, he might step away from Tesla one day. You never know. I don't know how he balances his time so much. Maybe he's not even running Tesla. Like maybe he's just got so many people there that are just doing all the work for him, and he's kind of like the face. You put $200 2 times on Palantir last 2 weeks and got 500 net back in calls. What is investing really to make money on this? Investing right now is crazy. And I was actually making a video. I'm still going to post it soon. I was going to post it tomorrow, but I just felt like it's too much stuff going on to post it. My next video is kind of about like how the market has gone up so much, and like sometimes it might be okay to take some gains off the table. If you have like a position in a company and your portfolio is way too much in one company, maybe it's a time to kind of like balance out your portfolio a little bit. And I like to think you don't get emotional investing. Buying a stock is not like a relationship. You're not going to marry a stock. So you can't fall in love with a company. I know like people are in love with certain stocks, certain like Tesla, and I was in love with Peloton. It's done very well. When a stock does so well for you, what's not to love, right? And you have this little like love story with them that you get to look every day, and it's going up. And over the course of a bunch of months, you're making so much money on paper. You haven't like sold yet. So yeah, people get emotional with what they invest in. And I think it's important sometimes to take a step back and trim a little bit. I'm not saying sell your positions. I'm a long-term investor. But I was reading up that even Cathie Wood on March 31st, 2020, don't ask me why I know the date, but look it up. She sold a big portion of her Tesla holdings March 31st, 2020. And what's happened to Tesla's stock since then? It's gone crazy up. But they asked her, why would you do this? You're such a bull of Tesla. You think it's going to go up like crazy for the next 10 years. Why would you sell? Well, she's like, well, it wouldn't be wise portfolio management to sell right now. I mean, sorry, it wouldn't be wise portfolio management to hold. And it's true. Like, she's like, I have to run my company. Like, we can't be like just going all in on Tesla. So she sold. And of course, since then she's, of course, since then she's bought more Tesla, but how often do you check your portfolio? So are you talking about a normal week or this week? Because this week I'll be checking it every 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just not my portfolio. I mostly just look at the stocks, like the, you love calls. So yeah, I've been trying not to check my portfolio as much because I don't know, you might make bad decisions if things go up and down a lot. So if there's no company that has stellar earnings every quarter forever. Like they all have earnings where like investors in the market reacts negatively. So if you're holding a company and you sell just because like one earnings report isn't the best and it isn't what analysts were thinking, it doesn't mean you should sell. But if you're looking at your portfolio so often and you see something like that, you're like, oh my God, I might as well cash out. I've made mistakes. 4 years ago, I bought into Netflix. I think I bought into it at like $300 and it dropped to like 250. I was like, oh my God, Netflix is over. All these analysts are saying it's done. And look what happened. So I sold my Netflix position. That was one of my lessons learned in investing. So if I held it, would have gone crazy. But with the pandemic, like, I love checking. It's fun to check. How many times do you think you checked your portfolio today? Or the price of GME? I probably checked it at least 50 times. Is that a lot? It's got to be more. Yeah, this is a normal week, so don't get mad at yourself for over checking the portfolio this week. And tomorrow you're going to be on it all day as well, right? Can you imagine this just keeps going for like 3-4 weeks? That would be insane. Like, is there a chance that this actually goes to 10,000? 10,000 a share? What would that even put the market cap at? Again, I know burpee yoga uncle, like, it's not about it's not about fundamentals at this point, but I still like looking at the market cap. Can you imagine like this thing is like worth more than like PayPal or something? My friend just texted me. He's like, Are you buying more GME tomorrow?" Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. You never know what's going to happen. Oh, Planet 13. Biden will pass legalization with green energy bills. It makes sense. Some say Biden won't do the full legalization. It'll just be like decriminalization, which I don't know how that would work exactly, but would it allow like companies like these cannabis companies to get traditional banking opportunities? But we'll have to see what that actually means. But yeah, the US is in need of more money, and you could get some tax revenue through this. You've created so much money. You've printed trillions of dollars in 2020. It's got to be paid for somehow. So it's a good option for them to bring in some more money and create jobs. It's going to create jobs, and that's what the country needs right now. And recreational weed will be legal nationwide. It's going to happen. If I'm going to bet $1 million on something, and it's going to be that. That's at some point it will happen. It's just a matter of when. Can Biden even spell that D word, decriminalization? Yeah, VW became one of the highest market cap companies for Have you looked at the chart for that Volkswagen short squeeze? Because it wasn't at that peak for long. Like, no one really, I doubt many people got that price. What do you guys think it's going to open at tomorrow? So it's at 3:11 after hours. So will it go higher? What type of crazy manipulation can they do tomorrow? They're just going to turn off the stock market all off. Some are even saying that this could crash the whole stock market, but is that more kind of like fear mongering? Like, who really knows? Nothing like this has ever happened at this scale, so it's not like anyone knows what's going to happen here. So what's Dogecoin at now? I'm gonna check. Do they have a symbol? Let's see. I think me talking to the chat is a little delayed, so I'll just look it up myself. Dodge. 392%. Market cap of 7.77 billion. So that's half of GameStop. GameStop. Is this even like a real thing? Is there like a value here with Dogecoin, or is it like 20 seconds? Is there any value? Is it just a joke at this point? Yeah, they have the pre-market, and then they can halt the stock. Yeah, it could start lower, but you got to get those diamond hands out and make sure you don't get scared. I think people have gotten very good at holding. Like this has tested the will of a lot of people. It sucks that there's probably a lot of people that are like day trading this though, and like pushing it around with day trading, making a quick buck here or there. But I guess if they have the intention to buy back, it kind of helps. With AMC, I think like are movie theaters dead? Dogecoin will pass the moon and go to Mars. Yeah, so I had a friend who called me today. He's like, okay, so I want to get some money in the market in the next to hold for the next 6 to 12 months. Like, is there any up and coming companies, things to go in? And I'm like, it's so hard. Like, just this week completely changed everything. And I'm like, I have no idea. Like, is this all this money that's coming in? Is it just new retail investors? And would this money be in the market right now if this wasn't happening? So maybe like all this new money is just going to like these crazy things, and all the regular money is just staying where it is, and there's two sides. But yeah, I couldn't think of anything. It seems like the new hype thing is all these things that don't have any value right now. They're just hype. Yeah, movie theaters, it's fun. It's a thing to do. I don't think they deserve to go out of business. And I don't think people will want to stay at home once they're allowed to go out. So I know Disney Plus is doing all their releases. They're doing all their releases in the streaming platform for the next year, which is fine. I think it's the right move. They've produced all this content, all these movies. Might as well try to increase the amount of subscriptions for Disney Plus. But in the long run, like movie theaters aren't going to still be a thing unless they make like VR experience with the headset. You feeling like you're at the movie theater, but I don't think that technology is there yet. And theaters, honestly, it's something to do at a good price. Like you spend like you can go on like Tuesday, it's usually cheaper, or you can go any other day. Like I know some go up to like $20, but it's not bad. You go $20 to have something to do. Like you can go out to get drinks at a bar and spend a ton of money, and then you're hungover and tired. Like a movie's a good thing to do. It's nice. You feel good after, especially if it's a good movie. Do you guys remember this? Do you guys remember this stock called Movie Pass? This was a couple years ago. So if you're in investing, if you've been investing for like 3 or 4 years now, you'll know about Movie Pass. This was crazy. This was like kind of like what's going on now. Like there's like this thing that's like you get a credit card. You get like a credit card and you can take it to the theater, and it gets you into like any theater or something. It was like a 1 month, you pay a subscription every month, and you go to any theater. But this stock was like, they kept reverse splitting it. It was nuts. And everyone thought this was like going to be the next Netflix, possibly, that you could buy it like $1 and it's going to be up to like $300 at some point. But it didn't work out. I think the movie pass is dead. It was like started by like one of the co-founders of Netflix who like left. But yeah, if you know Movie Pass, let me know. That was quite the investing time. I did not invest in Movie Pass. Yeah, I heard about the silver craze through investing group chat, Nas. people are saying like silver is going to be the next thing. I'm not too familiar with the whole precious metal thing. For me, with investing, when I invest in a certain category or company, it usually has to kind of like spark my interest a little bit, and then I get really into it. Like the Roblox, I love like disruptors and like things like that. But I just haven't got into silver. But I have some friends that are really into this stuff. So I had Nas even reading on Reddit and some YouTube comments too. AMC should make drive-in theaters. You know, drive-in theaters are actually doing very well right now. Who would have thought? Like a dying technology, a dying product is still doing well. And I think drive-in theaters will always be a thing. $5:30 till 9 a.m. Yeah, so AMC, like, I don't think they're going to go bankrupt. I don't think so. There was that rumor back in, I think, March or April that Amazon was going to buy AMC possibly. So maybe this whole thing is messing up Amazon's plan to buy AMC at a good price. It's like, oh my God, we missed it. That'd be funny though if this whole thing happened and Amazon just took them over, and then they just bought GameStop as well. Like, why not? Yeah, Robinhood is getting sued. I saw like the class action lawsuit. Insane in New York, right? I'm interested to see. This is going to be a determining factor tomorrow. Is the limit they're putting on people on buying these things? Like, is it going to be like a dollar limit? Like how many dollars you can spend, or is it going to be like you can only buy one share? Is it 5 shares? That could really determine what happens tomorrow. Is it like you can buy one share only, but you can sell all of them? Like, how is that going to work? Oh, New York and Chicago, so it's picking up. I like it. I like it. You know what? It's good because it shows like it gives them a message. It gives a message to the other brokers. Like we can't do this. We're going to get lots of heat for doing this. It's a tough position to be in. I would not want to be the CEO of Robinhood right now. So there's a lot of speculation that they're IPOing. They want to IPO here sometime in 2021. And to IPO, you pretty much have to be cozied up with like the Wall Street, right? So their IPO, I think they already created their S1. I might be wrong. The S1 is all the paperwork you do before you IPO. But they're saying like this put pressure on their IPO. So they had to like please that side. And that's why they blocked everyone. But like your company is not going to be good if no one's on your platform anymore. So I guess they're just stuck. And then the guy went on CNN today and got grilled by CNN, completely grilled. So if you want to see something, I don't know, like my parents were watching, like everyone's involved in this now. My mom and dad are like, they're like, wow, this guy he just is not saying the right thing. So I urge you to go Google the interview, Chris Cuomo and the Robinhood CEO. I think his name's Vlad something. It's interesting. Okay, thank you, Burpee Yoga Uncle. I appreciate all the comments today. Tomorrow's going to be an interesting day. I think I'm not going to make another video tomorrow, like a live stream, but maybe I'll do one over the weekend. We'll see. Or maybe I'll do it tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, Robinhood, crazy. Where can you see the after-hour stock value? So I use the Apple, just the basic stock app that comes with Apple, and it says usually once you click on the share itself, so you get the big list of shares, obviously. And then if you just click on the share, it pulls up to like the chart for this. And then there's like the second one there, the green one. That's the after hours number. You could also go on Yahoo Finance. Yahoo Finance GME. And then usually that will show the after hours as well. I don't know how to show my screen. I don't think it's possible. So I'll figure out this live streaming thing. Okay. Yahoo Finance doesn't show the after hours. So let's see Google. Just Google it. Yeah. So if you Google GME stock, just in Google search, you'll see the $193.60. But then just under, you'll see the after hours number. So at some point over the night tonight, maybe I'm on Pacific Standard Time. At some point, if you're up at like 3 a.m. and you happen to check your phone, you might see like a overnight price. So that might start posting soon. Market Watch, that works as well. Have you guys looked at StockTwits? I think I mentioned this at the very beginning for people that aren't here. StockTwits is a really good website. If you're interested in a stock, just type in their ticker symbol. GME's message board is going nuts. So there's message boards on like every stock, and people usually write in their comments like bullish or bearish. So you want to see what people are saying about certain stocks. Then yeah, check out StockTwits. They have a good mobile app as well. But yeah, keep in mind that a lot of people on these message boards, like you don't know if they know what they're talking about. Like you don't even know if I know what I'm talking about. But so take everything with a grain of salt. I when I first started investing, I was like 5 years ago, I was like looking at these message boards on like Yahoo Finance and stuff. And I'd like take the information I read on there and be like, oh my God, I need to buy this stock now. And then it tanks. So yeah, be careful out there. There's a lot of people that are experts and they may be trying to pump the stock or maybe trying to short it. We know we hate the shorters, apparently. I've never shorted a stock. I don't plan on it. Too much risk. I feel like there's too much risk and things are out of your control. But yeah, look at message boards to see what people are saying about stocks. And another place I'll look is like, for example, Peloton. You can do like Google Analytics. You can do like Google trend searches to see if like people have been searching Peloton versus like their competitors, like Nordic Track. You can see if like maybe their sales are going to go up if more people are searching Peloton. Like, of course, during the pandemic, a lot of people start searching those things. So yeah, when you're doing your research, you can do it in all sorts of ways. I've been keeping an eye on the Peloton Instagram, and like just a couple months ago, they were under 1 million, and they're not growing too fast, but they're at like 1.3 million now people. So every month or so, they're gaining 100,000 followers on Instagram, and it doesn't seem like a lot. But the interesting thing about Peloton to me is people are paying for the bike, which is pretty expensive. And then they're paying the recurring revenue, and recurring revenue is like the best thing that businesses could have. You want that when you're investing in a company, I think. So people are paying $39 a month to use Peloton. And yeah, if they're getting like 100,000 followers on their Instagram per month, maybe let's just say like 10% of those, or who knows, I like being conservative, are actually the ones subscribing and buying their products. So as that company keeps growing, their recurring revenue is going to keep going up, and it's really good. I like to see that stuff. Okay, let's see the chat here. How long are you going to be streaming? Probably another 10 minutes. I was nervous at the beginning, and now I'm just like, oh, this is pretty fun. I've been on YouTube since April 2020, and I've always been like, when am I going to do a live stream? When am I going to do it? And it took me this long. It took me a GME short squeeze to get on YouTube live. Oh, you're hearing about AMC, MCOZA? So yeah. So right now, I'd say there's a lot of attention coming onto the stock market right now. Like everyone's hearing about all these new stocks that are popping like crazy, going up 300%, making big headlines. I'd say just be careful. Like if you're new to investing, if you've never done it before, just know that this isn't normal circumstances and this isn't going to last forever. No one knows when it's going to end. But when you're putting money into things right now, like the AMCs, the GMEs, the Blackberries, Bed Bath & Beyond, all of them, be aware that the level of risk on these things are very high right now compared to another investment. Like if you put money in Apple, Apple's not going to crash 200% in a day. Like it's not going to happen. Like, but these ones, like, so be prepared if you want to dip your toes into investing and start with these ones. Sure, it'll get you learning things. I think some of my best lessons learned in investing came from mistakes. So if things don't go well for you right now and you're trying these new things, it's a lesson learned. It could be valuable, and you'll end up making the right decision next time. So yeah, like Ryan, thanks for suggesting trading 212. Is that like a trading platform, kind of like Robinhood? Ryan, I need to see your streams. I've been like bad with like watching YouTube lately. I've been like on creating YouTube, but I haven't been watching it enough. Yeah, I agree. I'll invest in something that allows you to sleep comfortably during the night. Like right now, I'm not sleeping that well. I'm just like, oh my God, what's going to happen tomorrow? Like, I don't like that. Like, I like it right now, but I imagine doing this for a year. Oh my God. Amount of coffee I'd be drinking just to stay awake all day, even though it keeps me awake. Okay, do you know why GME crossed $300 in after hours if Robinhood traders weren't allowed to buy? It could be the fact that a lot of maybe shorters, a couple of them close their positions. It could be the fact that a lot of people's funds. I was reading on the forums like last 2 days that a lot of people's funds weren't ready to invest yet, and they're waiting. I need to wait a couple of days before I can invest. So maybe the money came in and people have like made these orders in advance for tomorrow. And also, the stock dropped today, like at the beginning of the day, GME, because the news came out, not just because, but partly because the news came out that Robinhood was going to restrict buying the shares. So that really crashed the stock. But near the end of the day, I think at the end of the day, Robinhood made the announcement that they're going to be allowing trading of GME tomorrow. It'll be limited. We don't know how many are going to be allowed to be traded, but it will be limited. So this happened after hours, and maybe the people on Robinhood became were suddenly allowed to do trades again. So that could have pushed it up. Because I think this whole thing, yes, there's tons of investing platforms out there, but a lot of this is being fueled by Robinhood. Like a lot of the users, a lot of the investors and traders that are involved in this are on Robinhood. So that was kind of the risk I was seeing today. I'm like, oh my God, if Robinhood's not involved, what happens if the next one doesn't want to get involved? And what happens if they all stop allowing people to buy GME? It would ruin the whole thing. But luckily, there was so much backlash around their decision that it turned things around and Robinhood's back. And I don't think the other ones are going to be making those moves. But yeah, I think, the reason why it went up so much after hours is the Robinhood news. So Blitzy, I know I hate that stuff too when you don't have the funds available. The one thing about this whole game is the fact that if you miss out on one thing, there's always going to be something else. You just need to be patient. So never chase something if you've missed it. Things go up and down. As much as you think something can go up forever, it's not going to. It'll go up and down. So if you miss something, it'll probably dip again at some point. So yeah, it sucks, but I guess there's nothing you can do. Robinhood will allow only whole shares to be bought tomorrow. I actually like that. That's good. That's good. I was scared it was just going to be like one share. So that's actually really good news. And I think as the share price goes up, like people say it's going to be, then maybe it's going to be harder for people to buy if it's at like $1,000 or $2,000 or what should be the selling strategy for GME? Selling strategy. So Fortnite Nas, I'll jump on your question in a sec here. Fortnite Legacy only GME is going to be limited. I thought it was like all the ones in these like super speculative, like fluctuating stocks. I think it was like the BlackBerry and the AMC and all those, but I might be wrong. So selling strategy. So a lot of people are saying you're not selling, you're holding. It's all about holding. But you need to remember that you're your own person. So you need to think of all the options. You don't just think of, because this thing could tumble very quickly. So you could have like, say you have 10 shares, you could have a sell order that'll automatically trigger. So if the shares are at 300 right now, maybe it'll sell 2 of your shares once it hits 500. And then maybe it'll sell another share when it hits 1,000. It could automatically do that for you. That could be a strategy to get out of this. Because at the end of the day, you want to get out of this either with a profit or with break even. It would suck to just break even. But ideally, like the people that are doing this are expecting to get out with some money. So you're right. You need to think about a strategy. But the important thing about this whole thing right now, it's not about selling. I don't know if I'm really thinking about selling at this point, because this thing isn't over yet. Think about if you sold today, you'd be like on the sidelines right now and you'd probably be buying back in tomorrow. So the whole point of this thing is like everyone's on the same page. And the reason why it hasn't crashed yet is because people haven't sold. So it's crazy. But if you're deciding to get into this, this is crazy. And you need to remember that it's crazy. It's not. So I don't know. I don't know how this is going to end. And I don't know how many people are going to get completely burned by this, or like a lot of people are going to end up making some good money. Like technically, if you're up right now, like 200%, like you could sell and you'd probably be happy, but then you're just going to be watching. So yeah, I agree. I think if everyone buys like one share, that's powerful. If like a lot of people are involved and they're just buying like 1 or 2 shares, the scale of this group chat, like the Reddit stream, Reddit group is insane. So no one has to buy like 100 shares. Like just being, I have a friend in LA. I called him today. He's like, I just bought 1 share. I just want to support this thing. Like the fact that it's fighting back against this whole corrupt system. That's what I believe in. I don't care if I even lose. I just want to help. So this thing is kind of bigger than profits almost. Nas is ready to buy in the morning though. Yeah, but I'd say if you're buying right now, don't buy all you can afford in one go. Like it's going to fluctuate so much. Expect it. It'll go up 100%. It'll drop 100%. It'll go up 200%. It'll drop 300%. Like expect anything. But the good part is when it does drop, the reason why it goes back up is people are buying these dips. So that's kind of part of the whole strategy here as a giant group. Dogecoin. I really need to watch this Dogecoin. So I don't really invest in cryptocurrency. I have a little bit of Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I just buy it on actually Robinhood. But they don't have Dogecoin, I don't think. I need profits, LOL, student loans. So if you want profits and you're trying to make money to pay off your student loans, I don't know if this is the right area to be in. This is more like a little profits, but depends on what you're putting in. If you're putting like 100K in, and sure, you double the 100K pretty quickly and just sell right away, it could be possible. But yeah, I don't know. Don't rely on this money coming in because you might get disappointed. To the moon, YOLO. What do people say? We love the stock. We like the stock. Don't think so. So GME is leading all the hype stocks. If GME squeezed, doesn't come through, others might follow. I think so too. Because the reason why I haven't really like jumped too much focus on AMC is the fact that the short float, like that's not it's not anywhere near where it is for GME. Like these people, these smart people on Wall Street with all their math and everything they do to analyze stocks, they knew what they were doing. They knew that there was this many shares shorted. And if anyone knows how the shorting stuff works, so imagine my friend over here. I have some shares of GME, and he's like, "Hey, so I'm gonna go. I want to short your shares. Can I borrow them?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. You can borrow them, but you have to give them back." So he takes them. He's expecting to give them back to me. Once the share price goes down, he'll buy the shares back and pay me back my shares. But what that guy did beside me is another guy beside him asked the question, "Can I borrow your shares as well?" And it was just like chain of like shorters. And that's why they got themselves into so much trouble, is like they've just overdone it. Yeah, that's great advice, Blitzy. Never risk amount that could change your life. So yeah, that's the whole thing with this. Expect to lose. Like at one point today, I was like, it's over. I lost. I'm sure other people were thinking the same thing. So yeah, this is not investing. If you want to invest, then put money somewhere else. This is pretty much gambling. And my focus of my YouTube channel is actually like investing. I try to give like more advice and like insights and way to think long term. But so that'll be my regular programming usually. But this is just fun to talk about right now. It's crazy. This is kind of like it's like the playoffs or like the Olympics of investing or something. Reddit has insiders sharing info with regular people. They're saying Dogecoin is the next GME. Is it on Wall Street Bets or is it like a different group for like crypto? Yeah, Ryan. Yeah, I was like, yeah, it's done. It was a fun run, right? I don't want to feel like that again. So. Well, hopefully you make some good profits, Nos. I'm sure you could. There's a good chance here, and people are saying it's not over yet. Ahmed makes a good point. Like, it is like Dogecoin is just hype right now, in my opinion. I haven't done research on it. I know Elon Musk did a tweet about it, but there's so much hype. You need to remember that there's a lot of hype going around right now. Yeah, and I think that's the beauty of this whole thing. A lot of people are getting involved in something they didn't know about, and this is their chance to participate in the markets, which I feel, if you're invested in the stock market, your first year, your first 2 years, 3 years, your gains, they're not anything special unless you started with a ton of money. But I started, my first trade was like a $500 trade. Like, is it even a trade? First purchase. And then 5 years later, like you can throw in like a lot more money, like 5 figures into a trade, or not trade. I keep saying trade. So the beginning of investing is kind of like, you don't really feel like you're getting much, but you're getting used to like swings. So you're seeing your account go up and down daily. It's not like a regular bank account. So this experience now will get you used to seeing like some swings, and a 5% drop in a stock won't bother you as much as since you've been through this. And I think if you use this opportunity to keep learning about investing and keep learning about just the whole game, it'll help you in the long run. Like 5, 10, 15 years from now, if you stay focused on getting better at investing and learning more and more about it, and just identifying trends and kind of understanding the world and where it's going. Because I think there's thousands of variables involved in investing and like why markets move certain ways. You got like politics, you got like, it's just like, yeah, I don't know. I'm drawing a blank right now. You just got so many things. You got earnings results, politics, consumer trends, all these types of things, new laws. They all come together and kind of create this market that you have to kind of figure out. So but it's fun. It's kind of like a way to see your money work for you. So I hope a lot of people stay in the game after this and they don't get scared off. But they said back in the .com bubble that a lot of people were doing things like this, and then eventually it all crashed and everyone was just out of the stock market for a while. So we'll see. GME's short interest still at 120%, so not too many shorts cut out. I saw that as well. I think that was like the lowest number I saw, like 120%. I think I saw like 130 as well, 140 somewhere, but I believe it's not. I'm just gonna go. I like being conservative. That's the way I roll. So yeah, 120. It's still above the 100, and I don't think many stocks ever go above 100%. So that's what they're saying. The short squeeze hasn't happened yet. And last week there was something called a gamma squeeze. It was on Friday, and if you look in the chats, there's a gamma squeeze probably happening tomorrow, they say. And does anyone know what that is? I don't feel completely qualified to talk about it yet. I've tried. This is kind of how I figured out that I wanted to get involved in GME. It's because I was studying the gamma squeeze last weekend. I was going to make a video about it, but I just did not feel qualified to talk about something I didn't truly know about. But I think it has something to do with the options. And if you ever bought options, they expire by a certain date, and it's not like every day. They have like a date range. There's a split of dates in between. So a lot of options are expiring tomorrow. And from what I know is if you buy like $20 options to buy the shares tomorrow, you can exercise your right to buy those shares. So an option basically gives you the right to purchase shares at a specified price that you agreed to when you made the options position. So yeah, apparently a lot of options are expiring tomorrow, and that's part of this whole gamma squeeze. So yeah, the real short squeeze, they say you'll know when this happens. And that's what happened to Volkswagen last 2008. That was the short squeeze right there. It just went like nuts. So it will happen, and it'll happen pretty quick probably. These guys are ruthless. They don't want to give up. They're fighting as hard as they can. But just the more people coming together buying their single share at a time, like that's powerful. The group was only 3 million, I think, yesterday. Now it's like almost at 6. It's incredible. So I don't know how many of these people on there are fake. I don't know. But I don't know how many of these people are on there just to watch. It's a movement. Holding firm. That's how you do it. You got those diamond hands. I just smile so much when I read these forums now. I'm like, this is so funny. Did anyone see that? The guy that it was on like the Wall Street Bets. There was like an airplane flying through the sky with one of those like advertisements, and it was like buy GME. I'll try to find it. It was so good. Anyone saying to sell is fake as hell? I agree. If any of you guys rode out today, that was stressful. But look what happened. Look what happens when you hold. And I think every day people ride out something like that, they get stronger. They get more diamond hands. I'll try to find this video. I'll put in the you guys will get a nice laugh. If you guys haven't seen it, if anyone else has it, share it. Come on, find it. I was, oh, there it is. Perfect. I'll share it. I have to go to my own live stream on YouTube. There we go. I have to go to my own live stream on YouTube. There it is. Okay, I hope it shows up. Yeah, click that link. It's so funny. Yeah, they talk about themselves as simps. I've heard the word retards. I've heard degenerates, autists. It's so funny. The whole like language of the group though, Monday, Tuesday was like so funny. Now it doesn't seem it's not as funny to me, but the things people were saying on like Monday, Tuesday, if anyone was watching, it was like so entertaining. I couldn't stop reading it. I love the whole like my wife's boyfriend, like all these things. It's so funny. It's simple. Speculation drives the market, and right now everybody wants GME. The short sellers tried to drive the price down through manipulation, but too many of us are diamond handing it. So true. It like they're gonna do something tomorrow though. Like there's gonna be something they're planning. Let's go. Holding the line from Australia. It's like a war. It's like a worldwide phenomenon now. You expect the market to open hot and rise. I'm looking to buy more tomorrow. Honestly, like nobody knows. I just say every day there's been dips. So if you see it going up, don't like, I don't want to I give you the wrong advice, but if you see it going up, just continue to be patient because the group needs you more when it dips. The whole thing works better when you're buying on the dips. Like, so you got to do your part. If you're going to put some of your money in it, make sure it goes the furthest way because it'll help everyone. The options expire tomorrow. If they buy and they have to buy back the stock or the infinite interest will destroy them. Yep. That's that gamma squeeze, right? That's what they call it, gamma squeeze. I've never used the stock market before. Now I have 30 shares of AMC and 27 of Nokia. Noah Boa, do you have any GME? Did you buy the AMC today? It dipped nicely. It might have been a good buying opportunity. I didn't actually look into Nokia. Again, I've been putting most of my focus on GME just because like the share float. And I think like that Nokia. Wow, Nokia, $21 billion market cap. Insane. They're worth more than GameStop. I saw a good post. It was like breaking news: GameStop buys Microsoft. Wouldn't that be hilarious? I got the AMC at about $9 a pop. That's pretty good, wasn't it? Yeah, that's pretty good. You're already up with the after hours price there, so. Oh, so AMC is going to be focused next week, so the ride will be then. Interesting. I love how this like exposed like so many of like these hedge funds like terrible choices. Like they're not. I wouldn't actually call them terrible choices. This is like the game that they were playing. This is the game that they've known for so long, and it just exposed like how they just thought that no one would ever notice. It seems like, right? I've never talked for so long in my life. But it's been fun. It's fun to talk about all these things. We all kind of are on the same page here. We're all just waiting for the market to open. It's hard to fall asleep when there's all this going on, right? But you don't want to be a zombie tomorrow, so you got to make sure you get your sleep. But I know a lot of you are in different time zones, so it's just like the middle of the day right now. I don't know. I might start looking into this AMC thing. Everyone's been talking about on the chat here, and there's that Dogecoin as well. I'll look into that, but I doubt I'll be in Dogecoin. What's an after hours price? So when the market closes in Pacific time here, it's 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. I guess Eastern. Some trading platforms allow you to continue trading. I think it's until 8 p.m. Eastern. I might be wrong. So if you have an app like Webull in the US, they allow you to do that. The brokerage, I have like 5 brokerages. It's crazy because I live in kind of Canada and the US. So I have like Robinhood in the US, Chase, it's JP Morgan Chase, and then I have E-Trade and I have Cash App. So I have like 4 different brokerages in the US. Long story of why that is the case, but all of mine don't have the after hours trading, so I never do it. But yeah, some platforms, and I think some more like ones you pay for, they'll allow it. So yeah, you can buy stocks when the market closes. And that's why you see when like Tesla had its earnings results come out after the market closed, but its stock price still reacted to the news because there's still people that have the ability to trade after hours. So what happened with GME today was the market closed, and then there was that Robinhood news that they announced that they're going to allow trading again tomorrow, GME and other stocks like this. So the people that were allowed to trade after hours saw the news and they decided that was a buy signal. So they put more money into the market. It doesn't always, the after hours price doesn't usually mean the next day is going to be opening at a high price. So keep that in mind. Doesn't mean you should make a buy order right now. Like maybe if you wait till tomorrow, see how it goes. So, but yeah, it's usually a good sign. If you see the after hours price goes up, it's a good sign if it's up. Nokia almost at the bottom, so it's less risky. I like that. I like we're finding the value stocks in these short squeezes. Saw the best thing. Breaking news. Bezos, Musk lose title of world's richest person to I eat ass 69,420. Is that a real person on Reddit, or I thought that the DFW guy was the guy that kind of like has the most money involved in this GME. Yeah, the fact that we're all strangers talking about Nokia, AMC, BlackBerry, etc. is speculation, which again drives the market. The people that made the most money on GME bought it at $6. Nokia is currently at $6. I bought this stock just to say F you to Wall Street. See, that's good. I think even if you buy one share, you're helping the whole cause here. And the reason why it's still going is there's people participating that don't necessarily have a lot of money to throw around, but they're still willing to get involved. So, and I think some people just got some stimulus payments in the US too. I'm probably going to head out of here at 11 in 9 minutes, 11 Pacific. Oh, that's a made up name. Yeah, it's funny. There's probably someone on Reddit with I eat ass 69,420. What do you guys think about the price of GME going to 69,420? Is that going to happen this week? I saw a good prediction. That'd be hilarious. Not selling till 69,420. Yeah, holding for the sake of holding. That's why this is still going. I think in other investments that I've done, like real investing, when stocks crash, they stay down after. Like it'll crash and it'll be down for like a couple months. Like this is crazy. It crashes and then it goes to space right after. Do you guys think this would have happened if there wasn't a pandemic? Get naked and buy naked, get naked and buy naked. Naked shorts? Naked shorts? So Chen Zhenzo, the options, do they expire after the close? Or is it like is it like after the close and that's why it will go into Monday, or does it happen like during the day tomorrow and they have to get all that figured out before the market closes? Yeah, I don't think this would have happened either. It's like 2020 was a crazy year. It was depressing. But 2021 started and this is our normal now. The world is normal. and some crazy things that have happened in January already. This is absolutely insane. Like I almost kind of like it. It's entertaining, I guess. Um, yeah, like this month has lasted forever. Does it mean GME does it mean Blitzy asks, does it mean if GME doesn't shoot up this Friday, it will crash like never before because most people are betting the options expire? Okay, so yeah, I heard like I don't really know it too much, but a lot of people on Reddit are saying that it's not going to happen now, maybe till next week. I actually took a screenshot of the Wall Street bet. So this is a post that got a lot of attention on Wall Street Bets. It's titled "Tomorrow is so important," and it says, while it may not be the squeeze, and don't believe anyone who tells you it will be, tomorrow will be a major gamma squeeze. You thought the market manipulation today was bad? Shine those diamond hands, you beautiful apish retards, because you'll need them tomorrow. The hedgies are going to pull every trick they have. They'll try to short ladder it back down to levels we haven't seen in 2 weeks. They'll be pushing for brokers to limit trading again. They'll most likely pull out tactics we haven't seen yet. Because if tomorrow's gamma squeeze happens, we're in the end game. A massive gamma squeeze doesn't mean the squeeze will happen immediately. So there's a difference. There's like the gamma squeeze and there's the actual short squeeze. So a lot of people say the short squeeze actually hasn't happened yet. So yeah, the squeeze doesn't mean it's going to happen immediately, but it does put enormous pressure on the shorts. So the gamma squeeze is going to put pressure on the shorts. Their premiums skyrocket, and they can't keep doing this. Like they can't keep doing this week after week. So be prepared for perhaps the most volatile trading day you've seen to date. If this gamma squeeze happens, they're fucked, and they know it. Their progressively more scummy and blatant manipulation has all been leading up to tomorrow. So they've been manipulating everything as much as they can, and they're going to bring out all their weapons tomorrow. So be ready if you're holding these stocks. The options expire tomorrow, but there's no specific time, likely just after the market closes. So it looks like I'm expecting like to hold over the weekend. Like this, if you guys just got involved this week, you got to remember that this has actually been going for quite some time. Like this is just picking up steam in the mainstream media and like social media this week, but this is not a 1 week thing. This could keep going for weeks. So don't be afraid if you're still involved over the weekend. And the nice thing about the weekend is, yes, you'll be thinking about it all weekend, but nothing can really happen over the weekend. You just get to chill. So make sure to rest up over the weekend. But when they only allow you to sell and not buy like they did today, it's over. And I don't see why they wouldn't do that again, even if they have to apologize after. Yeah, I agree. They could pull some crazy stuff again. They could. The way that they halt the market all the time, like that's already shady. Like they halt it so often, and those guys I feel like those guys get to make moves while it's all halted, but that's just my speculation. What'd you guys, the ones that are in GME, what'd you buy it? A lot of people, I've been reading that instead of like buying shares to get out of their short positions, they've just been like doubling down and shorting more, which is crazy. That means they're not giving up. They're not going to give up. Yeah, they have to buy back the stock because of leverage. 212. Not bad. I wonder if it'll go under 100 tomorrow, like at some point. 366 is not bad. I had a friend that he told me he sold at 360 today. Not bad. Like, get out of this alive. purchase close to the moon. Well, as they say on the chat, they'll pick you up on the way. On the way back up, they said they'll pick you up. So just hitchhike. Give the hitchhike. They'll grab you with a diamond. Yeah, I I'll try to find this video so you guys can check it out after, because I'm going to leave here pretty soon. I need to rest up. I got some big day tomorrow. Yeah, this guy. Okay. I want you to address the obvious. This looks like a move by an outfit. Whoops. Okay, so I'll send you guys the link here. Watch this. This is good. This is the CEO of Robinhood just getting completely grilled. Like, if you didn't watch this, it's good. And it's a good sign. It's showing like this isn't like politics. This is a little different. There's not that many, like 1%. There's not too many of them, right? They're outnumbered. So even like the media is on like the people's side here, and they understand why it happens, and they're not lying too much about it. So watch that interview after. I don't know if you could call it an interview. It's more like a grilling and interrogation. 9K USD at 468, 0.9 in portfolio. Yeah, honestly, like if you're gonna do these things, like make it money that you're not gonna like get destroyed for losing. Like, do not. I know a lot of people on Reddit are like, "Oh, this pays for my dog's surgery and like my all these things," and there's some really nice stories on there. But you can't go into this like I've been burned before trying to like make an investment that will buy something. Like it's because you might not get to that point, and you were close, and you could have sold and made a profit, but you might not get there. So, because in my experience, you'll want 2,000. Like, I hope I gain $2,000. And once you hit 2,000, like, oh, it'd be nice to hit 5,000. And then you hit 5, and oh, it'd be even better if I hit 10,000. So it's never going to be enough. You can't get too greedy with these things. So yeah, put money in here. You're part of a great team online. Like everyone's banding together here. Yeah, I think don't do anything you can't afford to lose. Someone says Vlad looks like Kylo Ren. Maybe. Sold an apartment. Wow. Congrats on the sale. After seeing my GMEs go up 94% overnight, it's obvious that we have the leverage. Everyone that matters is on our side. It's true. If people stay strong and they can handle these drops, then it's good. But if it goes under $100, I think a lot of people are going to be running for the hills. So, but today, a lot of people tried to sell today and they were locked out, and it was a blessing. So that's going to be part of it. Maybe tomorrow you're going to try to sell and then you can't. So keep that in mind. Some people I know have like 50. Yeah, they must have got in early for that. That's a lot to put in. Depends on how much money you have and stuff, but that's a lot to put into on something like this. Yeah, my friend's dad, he told me about this like 2 weeks ago. We were going for I met him for lunch. And he was like, "Oh, this GameStop thing, it's going crazy." And like this Chewy founder invested. I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." But I didn't even know like this whole thing was going on the side. I thought that was like its own thing. But this was already happening before the Chewy guy was involved, and that really like pushed it. And then the Citron guy, that Andrew Left guy, that news last week pushed it, and now this week it's like the mainstream thing. But yeah, it happened so fast. So a lot of people they bought in a while ago, like at $25, $30, $40. to put like $2,000 in at those prices, yeah, you can get a good amount of shares. Oh, Brian, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you watching. You gotta be up early tomorrow for the war. Yeah, you gotta rest up. It's a big battle. Big battle. So you're gonna be refreshing your phone all day, I bet. Shanghai real estate paid almost 100% return in 5 years. Free the markets and let the free market sort it out. It's true. It's true. Like they messed up. They decided to go crazy with these high risk investments and this shorting. Like that's what people think could happen here. Like all the policymakers and all the powerful people are just gonna like let it play out. Wow, 1K shares of AMC at 297, not budging until mid-Feb, minimum diamond. That's honestly, if I bought a position at 297 for AMC, yeah, I wouldn't even be worried right now. Even with like GameStop, if I had a position at a low amount right now, I'd just be like, just whatever. Like if I lose it, I lose it. But there's a chance that they'll get out just fine. So yeah, congrats to having your 1,000 shares of AMC. Hopefully turns into something nice for you, nice little nest egg. If you guys do well with this after, you're going to like buy more speculative stuff, or you're going to move your investments into more stuff that's not going to bounce around so much. I feel like you got to have a little bit of a plan. If you make some good money out of here, you need to have a little bit of a plan of what you're going to do with that money. Like maybe treat yourself, but yeah, put it into something else that'll keep it growing steadily. Definitely can't get greedy. But the main thing I remember most is 12 years ago, I'm 38. I could have bought 100 Bitcoins and didn't. When the opportunity knocks, look through the people, open the door. And look at Bitcoin. It kept going up like crazy, and like people kept buying it, and it kept going up. It crashed hard, but the people that held are doing just fine right now. So GameStop, there's a chance here that they issue more shares. I've probably said this. Some of you might have heard. They issue more shares to raise some more capital and build their business. And there's a chance maybe in 10 years, GameStop is going to be like $100 billion business. And then the ones that sold during now because they panicked, maybe if you do very badly, you just hold this. You just keep it in your portfolio. And it's kind of like a trophy. Like, oh, remember that time we took a bunch of money from the hedge funds? It'll just sit in your portfolio staring at you for years. But maybe one day this company is going to be like a mega company. Strippers and blow. Hopefully there's no kids here. Yeah, I'd say the biggest fear is that new share issue for sure. Like they said that Ryan, the Chewy founder, he sells some shares. That might panic everything, but maybe he's allowed to. Some people say he's not even allowed to sell shares right now. Like he's still in the lockup period. When you like make a purchase of a company, like over 10% of the company, you have more rules. You can't just like day trade a company at that level, right? So these guys have to hold the shares for a certain amount of time. So the guy's just sitting there he would have probably never thought these shares would go up this much, and he can't sell them. So I think that's a good sign for like this whole movement right now, is that he cannot sell anything, but who knows when that will end. And then, yeah, that you don't want to see dilution. People are going to panic, but I hope GameStop deserves to live on. So I think it's inevitable that they're going to sell some shares, raise some more money. But yeah, I think that's all for me. I think that is all. So I appreciate everyone that showed up. If you want to like the video, hook up a like. It really helps me out. Yeah, first live stream. The GME bubble will eventually burst, just like Volkswagen. It's not a single market loss yet with streaming. The short squeeze could have happened to any company. It just happens to be GME. I agree. It's not even about GME right now. Thanks so much for liking and subscribing. So my content's not always going to be about AMC, Dogecoin, all these types of stocks. I'm going to make other videos as well. And my newer videos, like my last like 5 or 6, I'm pretty proud of. I started making YouTube videos about like everything. I was just exploring, like getting good at making videos. I had no idea what I was doing. So if you want to check it out, go for it. But yeah, going forward, expect just kind of investing in stocks videos, stuff like that. And I try to give you like a deep analysis of the companies I talk about. Adam is my girlfriend's boyfriend. My wife's boyfriend. But yeah, I appreciate all you guys watching. I'm sure I'll make another live stream soon. So yeah, let's talk soon. Have a good one. And good luck tomorrow. This is going to be fun.